The Pentagon says the airspace above Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine war is still contested. Why is that and what's going on? A simple look at global firepower will show the Russians operate more than 770 fighter jets compared to Ukraine's 69 or so. That's a massive deficit. So why aren't the Russians able to achieve air superiority? A number of key variables to look at. One is simply the effectiveness of Ukrainian air defenses. Now, they operate reportedly the SA-15 Gauntlet. That's a Soviet-era air defense system. And yet they're also believed to be receiving the S-300s and other kinds of more modern air defenses. So the Pentagon says they're being used in a very tactically adept and effective way. Air defenses these days, modern ones, they have digital processors, there's better networking, they have longer range, they can connect with other systems across a wider envelope of defensive area. They also can detect on a wider sphere of frequencies, so they are more effective. That might be part of the story because Russia pretty much operates a fourth generation fleet, which is Su-30s, Su-35s, the Su-27s and MiGs. All of these, the most advanced ones, however sophisticated they are, they're fourth generation and they simply lack stealth. So one of the things this brings to mind is Russia's fleet of Su-57s, their fifth generation stealthy fighter jets intended to rival the F-35. Well, how competent are they? Are they being used? Well, according to TASS, Russia's news agency, only a handful of them exist, and there's a current contract to acquire as many as 70 in coming years. Well, the U.S. Air Force already operates 300 F-35, so there's already a discrepancy there. But in terms of just Ukraine, it highlights the prospect that perhaps some measure of stealth is needed against modern air defenses. Simply put, fourth-generation aircrafts are too easy to detect and take out. With something like an Su-57, depending on how stealthy it is, surveillance radar may be able to detect that something is there, but it may lack the technical capacity to execute what's called engagement radar or targeting, to actually develop a track and take out that aircraft. That's the advantage of something like an F-35 or an F-22. An enemy air defense system, however sophisticated, might be able to detect that something is there, but being able to target it takes a much more narrowly configured radar beam and an ability to sustain a track on a moving target. That is much more difficult. So simply the lack of stealth appears to be quite possibly a major reason why, despite this disparity in numbers, Russia can't control the skies, and it's having a massive impact. Chris Osborne, Warrior Maven, the Center for Military Modernization.